In this video, I'm going to go through some basic deck creation so we can create a deck using the Oracle of the Void and either print it out and share it or maybe import it into Sun and Moon. First thing you're going to need to do is log in to your account. If you don't have an account and you choose one of these like Google or Facebook or create account with sign up, it will create the account. You don't have to create an account if you're using Amazon, Google, or Facebook, because it will create the account for you by just logging in and linking your account. So here I'm logged in, and if I wanted to make a new deck, I go to directory, and there's a little plus sign up here that's create a new list. So I just go ahead and create a new list, and I have a new list that pops up here. I can just click on the name and then change it. So this is going to be my YouTube demo list. I can change the type, so deck collection, have one another. At some point, I'm going to do some automatic trade stuff, and so you can create haves and wants and then try to trade with people. And then if I wanted to, I can make the deck public. I don't have the ability to see other people's decks yet, but that's coming. And then I can add some notes in here. So I've named my deck. It's type deck, added some notes. Now I need to activate it so that I can add cards to it. And what that does is that creates a little area over here to the left that talks about it. Okay, looks like I have a small bug here. I'll have to get that fixed. It didn't take the name and update it here, but that's an easy fix. I'll get that fixed soon. And then I'll just do a search. So if I wanted start out, we'll look at strongholds. When the deck's listed right here, it will list the decks. If I had multiple decks activated, it would have multiple sections here. So here I want to just take Ermos's Pride and just add it to my deck list. You'll see it now has 1 out of 1 and 1 cards. So the first number is the number of unique cards, and the second number is the number of total cards. And then we can just go through and add more cards here. I'm just kind of adding some random stuff for now. You can see that I'm still used to typing action instead of strategy. Obviously, if you're making a real deck, you'll be paying more attention to what you're doing, and you'll make a cohesive deck, but this is just for demonstration. So when I go to list here, it will list the last deck that I was working with, and here's my deck listing. If I wanted to, I could go up here to the list and change the type of format. So if I wanted to see kind of a visual view of all the cards in there, I've got a new visual view, visual deck, and that will actually spread it out into the pregame section, which is all the cards that aren't in your Dynasty or Fate, and your Dynasty and your Fate. And this is a nice view that gives you what you'd normally maybe be doing in person when you're building a deck, and kind of view and get a feel for what you have in your deck. If we go back into the directory, we can do other things with it. We can go to the PDF print and play. I have another video on that one. If you go to like Sun and Moon, you can see it there, and that downloads, and it drops that to a text file that you can upload into Sun and Moon. If I wanted to, it's probably not as useful for a deck, but if I want to make like a checklist, I could drop it in tab delimited format to load into a spreadsheet. This headers button right here is just a toggle. So if you look at the 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 text format, let's see. Okay, the plain text format on the list is similar to what sun and moon would list. The headers in that text is whether these commented out lines show up or not. So without that in the output, it would just list just a straight list. Probably also, again, more useful if you're doing a CSV import into a spreadsheet. The other things you can do is you can do the upload button, and that will replace the contents of the list with a file that you choose. The selectors of Sun and Moon and Native Oracle are mostly whether it's going to use some of the databases are not consistently the same as they are in Oracle for some things. Some of the cards throughout time were done differently on different sets in Sun and Moon. So I do have some exceptions, but you have to tell it to look at the exceptions when you're importing a Sun and Moon list versus just a regular card list that you might have produced with Oracle. And then you can just choose a file and upload. Other things you could do is when you did search for the cards and you click on cards and you've got the details, let's find one that has multiple versions. You can actually go see the different versions of the card. And you can also see over here, I can add specific versions of the card to my deck list as well. So if I wanted to create like a samurai deck list, I could create a list with the specific versions and then proxy print just that specific versions of it so I can play during that era. There's also other way, when your searches, you can give a visual spoiler on your search and then go see the cards. You can also view the cards differently too. So there's card, the details gives you this. If you really want to look at the fine print, you can view a large version of the card. The large version of the card, since that takes a lot more download speed, that might be a Patreon only feature at some point, just because that does incur more cost on data storage and downloads on me. But right now it is all free, and basic functionalities like searching and printing card lists and whatnot will always be free as long as I can cover my costs. The help page has some other stuff in there, so we can do more complicated searches. For instance, this search right here, if I put that into the all section, it will actually show me everything that matched that. So I'm actually looking for specifically Dark Virtue cards using that that thing, and specifically Dark Virtue cards that are reactions but not determination. So you can see that those are the results there, and that they're reaction Dark Virtues that are reactions, and that's that. Oh, mine, yeah. So the title is not determination. So note that it determined that the tag or the trait determination was still in there because that was specifically the title I was excluding. So you can do a lot more stuff in there. So here's another interesting one. If we're doing that search, here are all the crabs that have a high force or a high chi. So force greater than or equal to 10, or chi 6 or higher. So that's or chi is 6. I think there's a lot of stuff you can do. You can do all kinds of stuff, and there's more talk on that help page. I will get it formatted better at some point because some of the stuff is still a little bit of a work in progress. All right, so that's covers searching, covers looking at different card types. You can change the search types. You can also do different sorts in your search. You can, and the different types of lists in your deck listing you can change right now. So that's just depends on what you're wanting here. Not everything is done at this point, and some of the stuff is going to change a little bit. One of the fairly soon changes I'm going to make is I'm going to add another button here to duplicate a deck, so you can take a deck that you've made, make a copy of it, and then maybe change a few cards, so you can do that pretty readily without having to export and import a deck, and some other changes like that. We do have a Facebook page. We've got a Discord channel where I'm usually at, and if I'm not busy with other things, I can answer, and there's also some other people that can answer questions. We've got a Patreon page. If you want to support the project, please join. And I also have, there's a GitHub page to report issues that tracks, so you can actually see all of the issues that other people have reported and opened. There's also the ability to put thumbs up on particular things. So if you're interested in a particular feature, different people can thumbs up, and I'll see that and be able to work on the stuff that people want to see. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, just hop on Discord, give us a holler, and please join our Facebook, hop on Discord, do Patreon, or if you're looking for a particular feature, jump on GitHub issues and report it. Thanks for watching.